Welcome to the Boomer Briefing Podcast, where we help you solve a critical business issue in 20 minutes or less. I'm your host, Marc Staut, Chief Innovation and Technology Officer at Boomer Consulting, and with me today is Jim Boomer. Hi, Jim. Thanks for being on this episode of the podcast.
Hi, Mark. Excited to be here.
Jim is our CEO at Boomer Consulting, and today we are going to be talking about the upcoming Boomer Circle Summit. So why don't you get us kicked off a little bit, Jim, and tell us a little bit about what exactly is the Boomer Circle Summit. It's something that's a little bit new for us.
Yeah, it's new, and we're excited about it. So it's new and it's not new. So really the Boomer Circle Summit is the next evolution of an event we've been having for years with the Boomer Technology Circle Summit. Yet we continued to get the feedback that it would be great to have overlap among our 9 different types of circles and really get that glue that pulls together the cross-functional leaders. So that's what Boomer Circle Summit is all about, is about getting people out of their silos so they're not just talking to other CIOs or other marketing and business development professionals, but rather coming together to one event with others in your firm to tackle some of today's most pressing challenges, but just as importantly, the opportunities that lie ahead. So we're excited. This is going to be, it'll infuse a lot of energy. I think there'll be more people. There will be more excitement, and we're really looking forward to August.
Yeah, you mentioned, Jim, that we're excited about it, and I think everybody internally at Boomer is super, super pumped up for this. This is a project that we've been working on for multiple years now, trying to figure out how we could really elevate what was the summit that we've had into something that's super, super special and is going to be a real game changer for people in the industry. And like you mentioned, it's something that people have been asking for a really long time.
Yeah, and speaking of that excitement, we have 2 amazing keynote speakers lined up, and I think they're really going to hit home with our circle members. Both are entrepreneurs. One is, and both are authors. One is Nick Sonnenberg, and he is the author of Come Up for Air, and I grabbed both their books here, knowing that we were going to talk about this. This is a great book on how to collaborate among a team, how to use your processes and systems and tools in the correct way to bring people together, become not only more efficient, but more effective as a team. So Nick is great. We're excited about that. And then Diana Kander, also an entrepreneur, but in really the innovation realm. And so one of her books, The Curiosity Muscle, is available. She's written a number of books, but her real focus is how do you get kind of outside your comfort zone and really flex that curiosity muscle and lean into innovation. And she's got some practical advice of how to go about that. So, super excited about the event, but just as excited about the keynoters that we'll have. I encourage you both, for both of our speakers, if you're coming to Summit, you might grab a copy and read up and prep, and I think that'll let you get the most out of it.
Yeah, I've already read Nick's book. It's absolutely something that I recommend to people and reference quite a lot these days because it's all about getting the most out of your tools. So I'm really looking forward to Diana's book and to seeing her speak. Speaking of getting out of comfort zones, one of the things that we're doing with the Boomer Circle Summit this year is we're actually changing up the agenda a little bit. So we're not going to do the same old thing. It's not going to be just like another one of our regular communities, though we're going to still have those in the spring and fall. We want this to be really elevated. So we are taking a whole new approach to the agenda and really driving people together around topics that are meaningful across different roles throughout the firm. So it's going to be a little bit of a facilitated conversation. It's going to be a little bit of jump-starting things, but really letting people drive the conversation about what's the most important things that are happening and what's the most impactful things that are happening inside of their firms across all the departments. So not just technology or managing partners or operations or talent or growth or all of those fun things we always talk about, but really bringing everybody together.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's going to have a huge impact. And it's meeting a, as I said in the earlier, that that feedback that we've gotten, that it would be great to have some overlap, and this was just the natural place to bring everybody together.
Yeah, I just want to make sure people realize it's not just a networking event, right? We're going to actually have sessions around this that are the topics that are really striking and standing out for our different community members. So everybody should be able to attend. There's going to be something for all different types of levels and roles throughout firms. Wouldn't you say, Jim?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a question we get a lot: is who should attend this? I do think we're really viewing this as that, again, that glue to bring cross-functional leaders from within firms. And leader people can play role as of leader in regardless of title.
Right.
And if you're in that mindset and that role, I think there'll be something of value for all of you. And I think we're going to have a number of solution providers there. Our sponsor exhibit hall will be amazing. But we spend a lot of time, a lot of conversations, trying to really bring the most valuable resources to bear at the summit. And so I think that is great value for our members, great value for our sponsors of having all of these leaders in one place. So it really is going to be kind of that, again, cross-functional event to
Yep.
help you drive your strategy forward and make tangible progress.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the point that you made about the sponsor hall. I think that's absolutely critical and something that it's kind of hard to do. There's not a lot of places that you can go and really see some of the different tools and solutions that are out there. And we do, we work really hard to make sure that these people are vetted and that we know them and that we have some level of relationship with them so that we can feel good putting them in front of our clients and that they can go and see what some of the different options are, see what some of the opportunities are. I know that when I was a member of the communities, one of the things that I looked forward to the most was going into the sponsor hall and doing some networking, finding out about different solutions and opportunities that maybe I hadn't thought of or things that I could bring back to my firm, but also networking with them and really building those relationships. A lot of the solutions that I brought back to my firm, I had built relationships with those people long before they were actually our providers. So we were able to build up trust and have a really clear understanding of things. And I think that's something that people can miss about the Boomer Circle Summit is the opportunity for that interaction.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Mark, we spend a lot of time coaching on both sides of that equation, that the less you view it as just a transactional relationship where you're buying a product or service and they're selling, but rather really treat it as that strategic partnership, the value grows exponentially when you treat it that way, because it goes way beyond whatever product or service they're selling. It's
Yeah.
about that relationship and how I care about your success, Mark, and what can I provide you to help you on that path towards success.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a real opportunity to introduce multiple people to some of the solutions and some of the ideas that are happening at the summit this year, right? So,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts about firms wondering if they should bring multiple people or who they should bring?
Well, we're certainly encouraging the firms that are involved in the circles to bring multiple leaders. I mentioned it just a little while ago, but bringing together that cross-functional lets you get out of that silo. Again, I mentioned it before, but whether it's addressing capacity challenges or how do we capitalize on automation or process improvement opportunities, whatever the big topic of our profession is, those conversations tend to happen among the COO circle, among the talent circle, but they're coming at it from a little bit different lens. And when you're at one event and you all kind of are addressing the same topics, you can take some time to come together in a meeting of the minds and quickly, work through anything that you heard differently or perceived differently. And it makes a world of difference in terms of the speed with which your firm can move, and the alignment that you have. Alignment drives how quickly you can move. So we've even built into the agenda a little bit of time for you to connect with the others from your firm to at least, I would look at it as like a mini retreat for your firm leadership, to start to strategize on, okay, we've heard all these things, we've heard what others are doing and what's working and what's not. Now, what do we want to go back to our firm with and start to build strategies and initiatives around to accomplish?
Yeah, and one of the other really key things that comes out of that when you have multiple people from the same firm there is all of a sudden you have a shared language, right? You're
Yep.
hearing the same things and you have a place to start talking about some of these things. What did you think about the keynote speaker? What did you think about what so-and-so said? Or did you see that great sponsor in the exhibit hall? All of those are opportunities to have a shared experience. And now all of a sudden you've got built in or pre-alignment for some of these concepts. And it can really accelerate making changes and even conversations inside of your firm.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and we've kind of been hitting home here on the connections within the leaders of your firm, but we're also going to be facilitating and providing events that will let you build and deepen those relationships outside of your own four walls with other firm leaders. And so I know Monday night we have an event that's off-site, but just down from the meeting hotel, that we're excited about, that will give people that opportunity to kick things off, starting the networking and relationship building. So we got a number of other fun things planned, from contests that you can win prizes and money, to just enjoying a great experience while also taking away a lot of value.
Yeah, and I think it's key to think of this as an event. This is something that we're putting a lot of time and effort into, and we started the conversation talking about excitement, and I think that's a great place to end it. There's so much excitement about this, and we're really looking forward to seeing everybody in this event in August. Well, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to chat, Jim. It was great to hear your insights on the Boomer Circle Summit. And for our listeners, if you enjoyed this conversation, we release new episodes every Tuesday morning, and we cover topics related to leadership, process, talent, technology, and growth. What all the topics have in common is that they are crucial to your firm's success in helping you solve a critical business issue in 20 minutes or less. So if you like what you heard, please subscribe, and thank you for listening.